Week 8 of Week 8 of USL Championship action is upon us. Orange County SC in town to take on New Mexico United. Welcome in, everybody. My name's Tyler Ortega. Joined tonight on the call by Heather Dyke. We'd also like to introduce our Spanish language broadcast team, Manny Esquivel and David Estrada.
Thank you, guys. Muchas gracias. Bienvenidos a una transmisión que será muy emocionante y siempre mi compañero y amigo David Estrada conmigo esta tarde.
Sí, buenas noches. Feliz de estar aquí otra vez.
Thank you, guys. Heather, it's been a tough start to the season for both clubs. New Mexico sitting in 11th, just one win through their first 5 games. Orange County sitting in 9th, 1 win through their first 7 games. What are we going to look out for here tonight?
Yeah, it's 2 teams that historically are top of the league. So when you see that happening, you know that they're just trying to find the little missing something, and I think you'll find that tonight against each other.
It's going to be a lot of fun here. Let's dive into our players to watch. Brought to you by the Somos Unidos Foundation. Manny, get us started here with the 23-year-old Milan Iloski.
Así es, hablemos de Iloski, quien no solamente es un gran jugador y tiene mucha experiencia, es el máximo anotador de este club y lleva 22 goles, solamente hizo en el 2022, aparte de que colaboró mucho en su paso con los Rio Monarch. También me gustaría decir que no solamente es un jugador dinámico, sino también es el jugador que pone la pausa en este club. Pero también hablemos de quién hay que seguir esta tarde por parte de New Mexico United.
Sí, segunda vez que hablamos de este jugador, Santi Moore, a player that we're used to. We saw glimpses of the 2019. His form was amazing this past Wednesday, and so for me, if we can see him getting isolated 1v1, he's going to create chances for himself and his teammates.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, guys. The 2023 New Mexico United season is presented by Sandia Resort and Casino. Close to home, far from ordinary. We'll be back on the other side of this with lineups and kickoff.
Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the. Wake up, get out the sheets. We came for one man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east.
I landed my first trick at age 11. It's always been a family thing. Just the 3 of us, out skating the city. Albuquerque has heart. It lifted me up, all the way to my dream of skating in the Olympics.
The estimated hold time is now 96 minutes.
Sorry, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, please hold.
Rio Grande Credit Union Field here at Isotopes Park. It's a beautiful evening between New Mexico United and Orange County. Let's go ahead and dive into the starting lineups here tonight, presented by Bud Light. And we're going to start off here first with the home side. For Zach Prince, you're going to see Alex Tambakis in goal. Heather, it looks like we're going to see a back four, potentially a diamond. It's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how they come out. It's hard to tell with the lineup, but there's a lot of new faces, which I'm excited to see them play in a big game.
On the other side for the visitors, this is how head coach Richard Chaplow is selecting his 11. Just 2 changes from the midweek side that took on Portland Timbers. Brent Richards getting the start on the back line, and Nielsen getting the start up top. You're still going to see leading scorer Milan Alaski and Cody Cropper between the sticks. And so closing in on kickoff here at the Lab. Tonight's match brought to you by Visit Taos, the official visitor's guide to Taos, New Mexico. Visit Taos and discover a place rich in traditions, history, and outdoor adventures. Plan your next trip at taos.org. So New Mexico in the turquoise kits here this evening, Heather, and Orange County in the orange strips. This is a beautiful kit matchup.
It is a night for great kits, and it's a beautiful night in Albuquerque, too. The turquoise seems to match the sky.
New Mexico wearing the turquoise kits for the second time here this week. And that gets us underway here at the Lab. A crowd of over 9,000 expected here this evening. And immediately, OC playing this one out. It's going to be a goal kick for New Mexico United. So again, Tyler Ortega joined by University of New Mexico women's soccer head coach and U.S. women's national team staffer Heather Dyke. Super excited to have you here tonight. I know you joined me back in, I think it was 2021, a couple seasons ago, but really, really excited to have you on the broadcast.
I absolutely love when I get the chance to do it, Tyler. I'm a huge fan of yours, so I appreciate you asking me to be here.
Now you're just making me flattered.
And I'm sincere.
Going back the other way here, and again, out of reach. It looks like it's going to be a 4-4-2 for the visitors. That's Jamison out on the right side. See him matched up with Josh Suggs, Las Cruces native for New Mexico. Josh Dalling, fresh off of his game winner in the midweek against Phoenix Rising, sending New Mexico onto the round of 32 into the U.S. Open Cup. So going all the way back to Cropper early, New Mexico putting some pressure.
I think we have an exciting group up top. They can run, and they're big guys. It's going to make Orange County adjust a little bit, which I'm excited to see what happens here.
Austin Yearwood, Charlotte, North Carolina native, one of 4 players that has been on the roster since day one here. Marcus Knockham tries to play this long, but finds the head of Austin Yearwood. Instead, it's going to come all the way back to Brent Richards. It was a second half sub in the midweek against Portland Timbers. It was a 3-1 loss for OC. Milan Alaski on the score sheet again. For OC as the 23-year-old cannot seem to stop scoring. Fortunately for him, the side's form really hasn't followed, just picking up 1 win through the first 7 matches.
Yeah, both these teams are typically at the top of the division, and they'll get there. They'll get there. But I think a game like tonight, if one of them finds a little bit of form, might light the fire for the whole season.
This is the Spaniard, Santi Moar. Just loses the handle on it, does Moar. Scored his first goal of the season last weekend as we have a look at our Garcia Automotive Group keys to the game here for New Mexico. Focus on the Iloski brothers, maintain the defensive intensity, and keep the momentum rolling from that U.S. Open Cup win in the midweek over rival Phoenix Rising. Swartz connects with Josh Suggs. It's Portillo, excuse me. Moar lets this one run, connects with Suggs. He's got Dalling making the cut in front of him and just out of reach of Josh Dalling, and the offside flag is up on the Englishman. Let's have a look at our injury report brought to you by Ben Sherman Law. Injured at work, Ben Sherman can help. 3 names there for the black and yellow: Christian Nava, Chris Wehan, and the newly added Daniel Bruce, who took a bit of a spill there in the midweek, Heather, and it sounds like he's going to be missing a little bit of time.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was an outstanding player in that Open Cup match. I mean, just his energy and playmaking ability, I thought, really lit a fire for New Mexico United.
Daniel Bruce with the most appearances in New Mexico United club history. E2 alongside Yearwood, one of the 4 players that have been here since year 1. The other 2, Sam Hamilton and Josh Suggs. Hamilton, the current captain, he's in the 18 tonight on the bench. Josh Suggs, the former captain, with ball at his feet now.
Sergio Rivas dropping into a little bit of a deeper role here tonight, too.
Santi Moar near side. And Suggs was not looking for it, and just a miscommunication between the Spaniard Santi Moar and Josh Suggs. And that had some potential.
It did, and it's 2 left-footed players on the left side, and that always causes problems because they can be dynamic in what they're naturally good at, you know. So that run from Suggs, a committed run, and a great ball from Santi, they'll find a rhythm.
And Santi Moar, he's not afraid to shoot it. When he gets atop that 18-yard box, he loves to cut it back and let that one fly with his right. It's going to give us time here for this 529 game update brought to you by the Education Plan, New Mexico state-sponsored 529 plan. Give your kids a better and brighter future. Learn more at theeducationplan.com. Dylan Powers. Partita. Dogman puts the cross in and was looking for Jameson. Moore tries to get to it, and he does. But the visitors creating some chances here early on.
It can be difficult when you defend with one central striker. There's times in your own half where you become isolated because that player to cover that much ground can be hard for him. So it'll be interesting to see how Doling adjusts and we figure out ways to get pressure higher up the field.
You can see Doling asking Moore for some support. Villanueva goes back to Cropper and sends this one away. PNM Coaches Spotlight. That's a look at Zach Prince. Led the black and yellow to the highest point total in club history last season, 51 points. It's his 2nd year as the head coach and technical director. Seeing the club into the round of 32. Open Cup. Seymour. Albuquerque native Sergio Rivas getting the start here this evening. Rivas, he's contributed 7 goals in his 2 seasons here in black and yellow, 5 of those coming back in 2021, his first season with the club. Scored on his club debut. What a way to announce yourself to the hometown crowd. Moar able to retain possession. And now, posing a threat, here's Moar. Spreads it out to Harry Swartz.
Playmaker Justin Portillo. Lamar goes out to Suggs here on the near side. Suggs looking to get a cross in. He does, and he was looking for Swartz. Beaten to it by Richards. Rivas now. Moore, not afraid to let that fly. Santi Moore lets it go to Greg Hurst. He scored in the midweek as that shot blocked. New Mexico with a good spell of possession here, Coach.
That's two where Santi's isolated and running 1v1, 1v2, and I'm surprised he's not shooting. That's typically kind of his sweet spot. So I think the next time he gets it, you're going to see a shot from him.
Santi Moore, 12 goals for New Mexico United back in 2019, his first and only season with the club prior to this year. Jameson able to get a foot out and stop that one. Suggs was looking to break again. Josh Suggs just celebrated a midweek birthday, actually. His birthday was on Wednesday. Celebrated that with a win over rivals Phoenix Rising, 34-year-old. Seymour tracks this one all the way back to the corner flag. It's the second half of our P&M Coaches Spotlight. Richard Chaplow, former Premier League player, over 400 professional appearances. His A license, played 16 seasons. Quite a career. Dalling, that one off, just unable to connect with Suggs.
New Mexico United's finding quite a bit of success when they find Dalling up top and then find the three underneath them. It'll be interesting to see how Orange County adjusts to that. Trying to screen entry into him now.
This 10th minute, Amore Neapolitan Pizzeria says thank you for 10 amazing years as New Mexico's first and only certified pizzerias. Dogman, his first season here with the club. 25-year-old Norwegian. First 10 minutes in the books here, Coach. What have you seen from both sides?
I think the first 10 minutes, what you're always trying to do is develop a rhythm and get through the emotional part of it. And now I think is when you're going to see both sides start to make the tactical adjustments based on what they're seeing from the other team. This, to me, is always the fun part of the game, once the emotions die a little bit and the chess match begins.
Greg Hurst trying to foul there in the center circle. No, actually, they're going to get New Mexico for offside, it looks like. There goes Dalling. It's going to be a Fiesta Auto free kick here. Now Dalling is going to get a talking to. So the Englishman coming off his 4th goal in U.S. Open Cup play in the midweek. He is the current Golden Boot leader for the tournament. Yet to score in league play. Looking to open his USL Championship account here for New Mexico. Scored 9 goals last season for St. Louis City 2 in the MLS Next Pro League. Also had 4 assists, so showing that he's capable of not only scoring but also distributing.
He's a big body, and you kind of look at him and you think, okay, he's going to be a post-up 9 and play back to goal, but he's more dynamic than that. He's a little bit of a burst of speed and finds some good pockets, connects well. I think he's a fun player.
Moore is looking to pick him out there with that one. Over his head, and it finds Knockin. Here's Olowski, leading scorer. Olowski was the USL Championship Golden Boot winner last season for Orange County. 22 goals, in that campaign. Scored in both ties against New Mexico United last season. Scored here at the Lab. Also scored out in beautiful California. Last time these two teams met here at the Lab, it was a 1-1 draw. Harry Swartz on the score sheet in the 78th minute. And then that man, Milan Olaski, in stoppage time, scoring in the first minute of second half stoppage, stealing a point on the road. The most recent meeting happened over at Orange County. That, a New Mexico United victory, the first in the series for the Black and Yellow. That one finished 2-1. Justin Portillo scored from the spot in the 18th. Chris Wehan added a second in the 32nd. And then just as he did in the first game, Milan Olaski scoring in the first half of second half stoppage time. Played out near side, Jameson. Has that picked right off his feet by the veteran, Josh Suggs. Suggs, so good defensively as well. We've already seen what he can do getting forward.
Suggs has just been such a consistent player in the USL and even in his youth and collegiate career. He does what he does very well. Doesn't try to be anything special.
It's Alex Villanueva, the 20-year-old. He's got 1 goal to his name this season in 34 appearances last year for Orange County. Fiesta Auto free kick. Up here for the visitors. You'll see packed house here at the Lab tonight. So beautiful shot of the supporters section. A little bit of everything in there tonight. And one of these days I'm going to take a game off and I'm going to go hang out down there.
I'll go with you, Tyler. You just let me know. I'm in.
Fiesta Auto free kick. Zalowski. This one in back post. It's met by Austin Yearwood. Yearwood closing down. Be a throw in here for OC. It's going to give us time to tell you about Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit SelectSportAmerica.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Alex Tambakis, the Greek shot stopper. 10 saves so far this season, 8 goals conceded. Does have the 1 clean sheet in the season opener, which coincidentally or not happens to be the 1 win for the Black and Yellow here on the season. Young season, just 5 games played so far. It's still understanding that although the season is young, points are valuable.
The points matter, but you also have a lot of new faces, and it takes a little while to develop a chemistry amongst players. And I think sometimes as fans, we want instant results. But what you really want is to be playing your best soccer a little bit later in the season. So if this is the time to kind of work through some of that, it's okay.
You also got to keep in mind, of their first 5 matches, 4 of them being on the road. Just the 1 at home, that being a 1-1 draw with San Diego Loyal 2 weeks ago from today. And so starting out with a bye week in week 1, they played their first match in week 2 on the road in Miami. And then they have a bye week in week 3, which was just a little strange. So I guess all things considered there, he's got to look on the bright side. Here's Swartz.
Suggs' space on the left wing is just open the entire match. They keep pushing him forward. You think maybe, the coaching staff in New Mexico United is trying to identify something on that left side, keeping Sante Moore tucked in and pushing Josh Suggs high.
Oski goes down. Official. Having a word with the Scotsman, Greg Hurst. Opened his Black and Yellow account on Wednesday did Hurst against his former club. Greg Hurst coincidentally scored against New Mexico United for Phoenix Rising in last year's Open Cup, and it ended up actually being the goal that eliminated New Mexico out at Wild Horse Pass. Played forward, Tambakis has to come out, he misses, and that's an opener for Orange County, Ryan Dogman. And no, just kidding, hold your horses, we've got the offside flag up. It looked like OC had opened up the way that Tambakis came off his line.
Yeah, I think that run, he just went a step too early on the little through ball, thankfully.
And so New Mexico will be getting away with one there. Tambakis, he's been absolutely huge for New Mexico in the couple of years that he's been here. Dopper comes out to grab that one, no problem. Tambakis filling the shoes of Cody Mizell, who departed off to New York City FC, and on to win a championship in the MLS. But you think back to some of those moments that Cody Mizell had in goal for New Mexico, especially during that Open Cup run back in 2019. Some of the penalty saves against Phoenix, the penalty saves against Colorado Rapids, just some incredible moments. And the black and yellow faithful here, fortunate to have somebody like Alex Tambakis, who's a veteran of this league, and able to come in. He's not quite as animated as Cody Mizell, but he's definitely filled in admirable.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a way to replace Mizell, truthfully, and I think Tambakis has done an admirable job. He's an outstanding player, great with his feet, good leadership, great goalkeeping.
Hurst has that one taken off his feet. New Mexico looked like they were onto something. Magic minute here at the Lab. And so if you're unfamiliar as to what the Magic Minute is, this is actually an idea that was brought forth by the club's first head coach and technical director, Troy Lassane. This one scooped forward for Hurst, bouncing around, and looks like we've got a foul called against the Scotsman. And so the Magic Minute, Troy Lassane brought this idea up and said, what if we had this idea called the Magic Minute, where the fans celebrated from 1912, the 19-minute, 12-second mark, to mark when New Mexico was recognized as a state, all the way up until the 20-minute, 18-second mark, which was to mark when New Mexico United was founded as a club. And so you'll find that at every New Mexico United match, home or away, the supporters take part in the Magic Minute, and it's incredible to see.
It's one of my favorite parts of the game.
The Oklahoma native, Kalen Ryden. Gio sends this one back. Dalling getting chase. And it falls to Hurst. And Greg Hurst is on. And Greg Hurst has opened the scoring for New Mexico. He scored in the midweek in the Open Cup. He scores again here in league play. And the Scotsman has opened up his USL Championship account for New Mexico. Greg Hurst out of Stirling, Scotland. Scored 7 goals for Phoenix last year. Scores his 2nd goal in all competitions this season for New Mexico this year.
You started to kind of see that coming. Hurst's starting position's getting higher up the field, and the connection with Dalling, the first two, called for a foul, but that connection was perfect. What a great goal.
It was the pressure there of Dalling that ultimately saw Hurst end up with it, and the finish as cool as you'd like. Hurst, somebody with a ton of goal-scoring prowess. Scored 24 goals while playing in League One from 2019 to 2021. So Greg Hurst, that goal brought to you by Enterprise Builders, built on a foundation of trust for over 30 years. Black and yellow off to a flying start here. Orange County looking for the equalizer, coming quickly. Pressure there from Harry Swartz. Sees that one out for a New Mexico throw-in.
It's quite common after a goal is scored that it's reciprocated or scored again in the first 5 minutes. So what you want to see is New Mexico United kind of control the emotion and get a hold of the ball here again and let some of that emotion from Orange County die.
New Mexico hunting for a second. It's Moar giving chase to that one. Gonna come back to Yearwood, and veteran Austin Yearwood sees that one out. Yearwood, the former Richmond Kickers man, been here in Albuquerque since 2019. Austin Yearwood with one career professional goal to his name. That goal just happened to be the 2021 USL Championship Goal of the Year winner. Scored that here in Week 5 against San Antonio FC. In fact, on the goal that New Mexico are attacking on right now. Hurst is going to be called for the foul there. Comes in late. The captain, Marcus Knockin, 26-year-old. Ryden able to win the header. New Mexico retaining possession. Ryden thought about going on a run and quickly heads back. Coach, that's something that we sometimes see your center backs do in your systems, and get forward and do some runs like that.
And I think every center back has aspirations of some time at forward. You have to remind them, what the importance of their position is sometimes. The glory run. Starting to see a little bit of space open up now for 19 Partida. I think Greg Hurst starting higher and the opposing team 6 is starting to find the ball a little bit.
Nueva loses possession there as he comes across the 18. Powers comes away with that. Pulls over on Harry Swartz, and Fiesta Auto free kick here coming up for New Mexico. "27 minutes gone by. Greg Hurst scoring in the 22nd minute for New Mexico. His first USL Championship goal in black and yellow, following his opener on Wednesday night against Phoenix. Swartz played 67 minutes in the midweek contest against Phoenix. 46 USL Championship appearances for New Mexico since 2021. Battled a few different injuries. Goes back to Cropper. So New Mexico coming into this one had 5 goal scorers in USL Championship play so far. each with 1 goal. Make that 6 as Greg Hurst joins Chris Wehan, Justin Portillo, Amando Moreno, Sam Hamilton, and Santi Moar. Your list of New Mexico goal scorers in league play, all with 1 goal. So floated up for Yearwood. No problem for Cropper. Long ball looking, flag stays down. Tambakis has to make the save. And quickly, Nielsen getting behind the back line. Here's Rivas. He's got options. Hurst making the run ahead of him. Swartz now. We'll go back to Yearwood. Moar scored versus switchbacks. Getting a little awkward there for the OC back line. Here's Suggs. Finds Moar. Suggs again. Suggs plays the cross in. And Dalling beaten to it at the near post. Portillo on the rebound. And it finds the waiting arms of Cody Cropper.
Outstanding combination play on the left side with Moore and Suggs over there.
Those two used to terrorizing defenses from back in the 2019 season. Moore with 12 goals that season. It's the second highest all-time total for a New Mexico United player. Suggs picked up a yellow card against Phoenix right before first half stoppage, and then what happened in first half stoppage, red cards, yellow cards, he's got a little bit crazy there before the break. Minutes gone by here at the lab. Tyler Ortega, Heather Dyke here on the call. New Mexico on top. Orange County, Greg Hurst, 22nd minute goal, assisted by Josh Dalling. Two Brits linking up for that one there. Those two actually the two goal scorers in the midweek.
New Mexico United again pushing numbers out on the left side, trying to create mismatches out there and unbalance Orange County.
Switching the play, here's Harry Swartz. Swartz run off the ball there by Dogman. Here's Powers. Powers goes out to Oloski. Oloski has that poked away by Swartz. Great defensive effort there from Harry Swartz. Had to get that absolutely right as Oloski was just inside the 18-yard box. Jameson runs into Sergio Rivas. Now the official is going to stop play. Looks like Jameson took a bit of a shot there.
Well, that's an interesting time to stop it if it's not a head injury.
That's exactly what Harry Swartz is saying. So Jameson just being asked if he's okay. It doesn't seem like the trainer is in a hurry to come on. So we'll get another look here on this TLC replay. As runs into Rivas. TLC, they're the leader in New Mexico when it comes to plumbing, heating, and cooling home and business service needs. So we'll get things back underway. Interesting decision there. Here's the Albuquerque native, Sergio Rivas. Graduate of Cibola High School. On to play collegiately at Seattle. Did play in what was once called the PDL, now USL League Two for the Albuquerque Soul. Fun fact, as did Kevin Partita. He actually played against the Albuquerque Soul for FC Tucson back when Rick Shantz was their coach in the PDL days. Say that like it was a long time ago. We're talking 2016, 2017, around that time. Dalling. Giving chase to this one. Villanueva does well defensively, only as far as Rivas. Goal scorer Greg Hurst. Hurst started playing professionally as a teenager in his native country of Scotland. His journey has led him here to the United States. Swartz goes down, the crowd wanting a foul, not going to get it. Chata. To Richards. Rivas able to poke that one away. Hurst comes away with that one off the Swartz tackle and just out of reach from Harry Swartz. New Mexico hunting for a second goal here before the break.
Orange County's doing a lot with their front group. They're trying to create space in behind. They're a little bit direct in their approach, but it's worked a few times.
Here's Rivas. Waiting for some help to arrive in the middle. Only had Greg Hurst inside the box. Go back to the Colorado Springs native, Will Seymour. Looking for Suggs here on the long ball. Flag stays down. And Cropper has no problem picking that one out of the air. Tracking all the way back. And Santimar, he has such a high work rate, especially when you've got Josh Suggs playing on that flank with you. Somebody's got to get back and cover defensively.
Yeah, somebody's got to get back. And if you're going to commit to putting Suggs forward, then that's a great play from Santi to recognize it and drop in for him. Let him recover a little bit.
Millar connects with Dalling. Swartz now, far side. Swartz plays the cross in, and it's just over the head of Dalling. Got some score updates there for you. Top right corner, Memphis tied 1 goal apiece. With Lou City. Charleston and Lights tied 1-1 at the half. It's Justin Portillo in center circle. 1 goal so far for Portillo in league play. He's got 2 in all comps. Scored against UDA NMSU in the 3rd round of the U.S. Open Cup play out at Rio Rancho High School. Jameson. Partida sends this one long. Swartz gets dragged down and draws the foul. Harry Swartz and Daniel Bruce both so good at using their bodies to draw fouls.
Yeah, they just separate the body from the ball. And if you want to win it, you have to go through them. And they draw so many fouls because of their positioning.
Zach Prince, 2nd season here on the touchline for New Mexico. He's been an assistant here since the club's inception under Troy Lesane. Took over once Lesane departed back to MLS. Moar. And Santi Moar loses his footing. Back the other way, Powers. And that just out of the reach of Nielsen.
You're starting to see Orange County change their attack a little bit and see if they can't catch Suggs out. They originally were, on their left side. Now they're starting to go right side and see if they can play over there.
Cropper has to come out and make a play on this. Swartz goes to ground. Cropper stays down. Cropper looks to be okay. One definitely could have been a lot worse. Thankfully, it was not. Cropper being greeted by the Pobrecito chants here by the 9,000 plus on hand here at the lab. Ooh, he did take a little bit of a shot there. No ill intent there from Harry Swartz. Cropper spent last season with Vancouver Whitecaps, 15 MLS appearances for them, made 1 in MLS Next Pro. The 30-year-old Alex Tambakis. Richards crashes into Swartz. No foul. Orange County, they've conceded the opening goal 3 times in league play so far this season. They've got 1 draw and 2 losses when doing so. Here's Portillo. Suggs now, he's got options. Suggs almost found Dalling. Suggs gets it back. Finds Rivas now. Rivas with options. Takes it on his right. And the shot attempt is blocked by Richards. And this is going to bring up a Bank of America corner kick here for New Mexico. With over 4,600 locations, convenient banking is just around the corner. And it's going to be Justin Portillo, the Iceman, on corner duties. Well, Portillo takes his time making his way over to the corner. Orange County, they've conceded 6 first-half goals in 8 games. Only Memphis and Hartford, with 7 each, have conceded more in league play this season. Got to tighten that up in the first 45 if you're OC. Getting right and running laps. They're inside the 6 as Portillo plays this one in back post. Swartz gets a second opportunity. Cropper is there for that one. Cropper with a bit of a shove there for Seymour. Suggs sends this one away. What are you seeing so far here, Coach?
Yeah, New Mexico United is doing a really good job of just sitting Santi Moore in that pocket and running Josh Suggs down the channel and just creating mismatches over there. Every time it happens, you're getting crosses, you're creating opportunity, and I think they're finding a lot of success there. And then on the opposite side, Orange County, when they are direct and they are finding the space, they're doing a good job, and then finding those second balls and seeing if they can't slot some like they did earlier.
Headed back by Partita. It's going to be a throw in here for the visitors. Gorgeous night here in the 505. Unfortunately for our audience, the camera facing towards the west, because we just got a beautiful sunset to the east of us here with the beautiful Sandia Mountains out ahead of us. But nonetheless, a gorgeous day here in Albuquerque, a gorgeous evening for some soccer.
Nights like tonight, you understand why they call them the Sandia Mountains. The pink glow on it, and it's a special place to be.
Love to encourage any traveling fans, if you're thinking about coming out to a game in Albuquerque, make the trip out, experience the lab. It's one of the great home atmospheres in USL Championship. New Mexico led the league in average attendance last season. They did back in 2019 as well, the club's inaugural season. We are now in the first half stoppage. We've got 1 minute of New Mexico Piñon coffee stoppage time. Great coffee is a matter of opinion. Here's Suggs. We're back to Tambakis here. So Uzi looking for an equalizer before the halftime break. Potentially the last action of the first half here. Long throw-in goes into the box. Wild swing and miss, and it's sent away by Greg Hurst. And indeed, that is the end of the first half here. New Mexico on top of Orange County, 1-0. Greg Hurst, your goal scorer in the 22nd minute. Coach, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, great half from both teams. I thought the connection between Hurst and Dalling was fun to see. Some great left-sided play, and then I think you're starting to see a little bit Orange County starting to find some different pockets and just the way they play. So it's going to be great to see the second half.
Zach Prince having a word with his coaching staff there on the touchline before they head into the locker room there, as we get one more look at the only goal scored in that first half by the Scotsman Greg Hurst. That's his first USL Championship goal for New Mexico. He did score in the midweek in Open Cup play against Phoenix Rising. It's 1-1 our score presented, 1-0 our score presented by First Financial Credit Union. New Mexico United on top of Orange County.
Since 1966, BIOS has provided quality appliances, electronics, and mattresses to Albuquerque and New Mexico.
And from day one, we've done everything as a team. Our commitment to our team, our community, and innovation has allowed us to serve Albuquerque and our surrounding areas for more than 50 years. We are proud to partner with New Mexico United.
Because both of us believe in the values of loyalty, service, and togetherness.
Our longevity and growth is because we are united.
Somos unidos.
Flamenco is a language. Every step a verse, every movement a phrase. Born in Spain and expressed here in New Mexico.
Dime que sí, dime que no. Anda, dime primita de mi corazón.
The 2023 summer concert season is here at Sandia Resort and Casino. Join us to kick off Albuquerque's best concert venue for a season to remember. May 6th, ZZ Top. May 7th, Pitbull. May 12th, Steve Miller Band. May 19th, Billy Idol. Tickets available now at sandiacasino.com or the box office. The 2023 summer concert season kicks off at Sandia Resort and Casino. Close to home, far from ordinary.
Part desert, part mountain, part river. Albuquerque offers outdoor exhilaration you can't find anywhere else. Spend the perfect day hiking, biking, or even hot air ballooning, all within minutes of a vibrant city. Whether you're exploring hundreds of miles of trails or hundreds of years of history, Albuquerque will take your breath away. Start planning your Albuquerque adventure at visitabq.org.
Halftime here at the Lab. Week 8 USL Championship action between Orange County and New Mexico United. 1-0 our score, presented by First Financial Credit Union. Tyler Ortega, Heather Dyke here on hand at the Lab. Halftime also brought to you by Smith's, fresh for everyone. And we've got plenty to get into. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it here, Coach. Starting off first with our standings. Let's have a look here at the Western Conference. These are the top 11 teams. The top 8 make the playoffs, so Phoenix Rising sitting right there on the border. OC right outside the playoff picture at 9th. New Mexico United at 11th, looking to make up some ground.
Such a competitive group. I mean, you look at each of those teams, and there's never a game where you think this is going to be an easy one, which is what you want as a fan, you know. But I have faith that it'll be a lot of shakeup in there.
Sac Republic leading the charge, 17 points through their first 7 games, including 5 wins. Plus 12 goal differential. On to our news and notes here around the league. New Mexico United, we've mentioned it, advancing in the Open Cup. They're moving on to the round of 32. They're going out to the Q2 to take on Austin FC for the first time. That's going to be a historical showdown between those two clubs. 8 USL Championship teams advancing in the U.S. Open Cup. New Mexico United among Memphis 901, Sac Republic, Monterey Bay, Loudoun, among a few others. And then some notes here. USL President Jake Edwards has announced he is departing after spending 10 years with the USL. We've seen him grow this league into what it is today, and so we wish him a happy farewell. So we'll look at our USL schedule here. These games going on here later on this evening. Oakland Roots doing battle with Miami FC. San Diego Loyal hosting El Paso Locomotive. Phoenix Rising hosting Loudoun United. That's going to be a long trip back home to Loudoun for them. Hartford Athletic, you've got them hosting fellow Eastern Conference foe Berlin Legion. New Mexico traveling out to the Rio Grande Valley for a Cinco de Mayo fiesta. That one's going to be going on at 6 p.m. on May 5th. And then also on May 5th, Switchbacks hosting their regional rival, El Paso Locomotive. Scoreboard here from around the league. Some recent scores. Miami putting up a 4 spot on Las Vegas Lights. Loudoun blanking Oakland Roots 2-0. Loyal shutting out Tampa Bay Rowdies 1-0. And New Mexico beating Phoenix Rising in Open Cup play 2-1. Our upcoming schedule here for the black and yellow. This is what it looks like. We mentioned Cinco de Mayo out in the Rio Grande Valley against the Toros, then traveling out to the Q2 to take on Austin FC, the U.S. Open Cup. Then we're right back here. Chris Hurst will be back alongside me for Monterey Bay on May 13th, and making the trip out east to Loudoun on the 17th, coming back to face San Antonio 10 days later. One last thing here, our team of the week. For week 7, Phoenix goalkeeper Rocco Rios Novo leading everybody here. There's Ader Borelli from El Paso Locomotive, Joe Corona from San Diego Loyal, and Christian Valesky, your eFootball Player of the Week. I'm going to try to catch my breath. We're going to step aside. We'll be back with more halftime on the other side of this.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Halftime here at the Lab. New Mexico United on top of Orange County 1-0, presented by First Financial Credit Union. Let's go ahead and jump into our first half highlights here, presented by Ferguson Law Firm. We're here for you, and we're here to win. And it started off early here for New Mexico, Heather. 22nd minute, Greg Hurst opening his USL Championship account for New Mexico.
An unbelievable defensive effort by Dolling to create it. I mean, a lot of forwards there, he stopped moving, and just for him to work back into that space and find a little flick. But I think all game long you've seen their connection and Hurst trying to find the space underneath, so it was coming.
Dolling picking up his first assist here as Greg Hurst scoring in 2 consecutive games. He scored in the midweek against Phoenix, and you can see exactly what that goal meant for him. And those two have been getting on very well as they continue to play together, and this a big save from the Greek shot stopper, Alex Tampakis.
He comes off his line so big, and what you want to do is eliminate the space that the shooter has to see the goal. So his angle there and how big he comes allows him to make that save more than most goalkeepers can.
This an attempt from Justin Portillo from outside the box. Fortunately for Cropper, really no big issue there, and so that's how that one shook out. And let's go ahead and have a look here at our first half stats. Brought to you by Duke City Cares, your medical family. The most important one there, Coach, at the top. 1 goal for New Mexico, none for OC. But New Mexico getting after it, 6 shots compared to just 2 for the visitors, and you see them out possessing as well.
Yeah, and when you look at possession, and what you want to think about is it meaningful possession. So is it just moving it side to side, or are you actually breaking lines? And that's where I thought New Mexico United was the dominant team that half.
So you see each side with just the 1 offside flag raised. And so it's been a lot of fun so far here. And you can see, I think, just the travel catching up to OC. They were away in the midweek in Portland. Then they got to come to Albuquerque here on the weekend. And for those of you that don't know, the viewers that are watching from around the country, we're over a mile high in elevation here. And so you think desert, you think New Mexico, it's probably not what you think, in terms of elevation as high as Denver, but that is exactly the case. And perhaps you're starting to see some tired legs here from the visitors. So we're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment.
National Roofing, serving New Mexico for over 45 years, from complete re-roofs to our 24/7 service department. Let us help protect and extend the life of your roof today. We work with you every step of the way to solve your roofing needs quickly and professionally. Our team of roofers are always on top of it, bringing high-quality commercial roofing to New Mexico homeowners. National Roofing, local company, national name. Call 505-883-3000 or go to nationalroofing.com to schedule a roof walk today.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Same plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive.
Babe, it's 8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
The estimated hold time is now 96 minutes.
Sorry, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, please hold.
This is a story about creativity, education, entrepreneurship, and cookies.
Well, mostly about cookies. Want to try one?
Kristen, where'd you learn to bake?
My grandma was my first teacher. She told me it was okay to be creative and take risks.
Like what?
Like green chili cookies. I haven't quite cracked the code on those yet.
Bummer. Was it a risk to open a bakery?
Definitely. But CNM gave me the skills to turn that passion into a reality.
That's amazing. At CNM, it's one college, infinite possibilities.
Back here at the lab, New Mexico United on top of Orange County 1-0 by way of a Greg Hurst goal in the 22nd minute. Tyler Ortega here alongside Heather Dyke. Thanks for joining us here tonight, Coach. University of New Mexico women's soccer head coach Heather Dyke here in the booth. And so, Coach, since you were actually coaching today, so you can talk a little bit on this. What do you think the halftime talk here for either side was?
Yeah, it's your chance to identify trends of the game and see if you can influence it. I mean, it's soccer. The great part about it is the game belongs to the players. There's very little influence of a coach until you have these dead moments. So I think it's identifying what's working well, what's not, and how do you help your team to fix that going into the second half.
What have you seen working well for New Mexico?
Yeah, they're dynamic in their movement. They're difficult to read right now. I mean, it's hard to understand where players are playing, and they're all playing off of each other. There's a nice connection there. The left side, they've been absolutely powerful over there. And I think they're going to go back to trying to identify that. You can see like Yearwood is holding, and they're almost playing with three back with him back there, and they're letting Suggs fly. So there's something that the coaching staff has identified on that side they're trying to exploit.
Orange County, they're also getting forward. They're coming out of halftime, and sure, some people look at XG, some people really don't. But when you look at these numbers, New Mexico at .51, OC at .44, so they're creating opportunities.
They are. They didn't own possession, but possession can be a false stat. I mean, you can have all the possession you want, but if you're not getting forward and breaking lines, it doesn't really help. So I think when Orange County was attacking, they were finding those gaps, and they created some excellent opportunity. For them, I think it's about energy. Like, can you come out and make sure that when you do get the ball that you're doing the right things with it and not just giving it away like they did a few times.
It looks like we're going to see some subs here for Orange County. So it sounds like we're going to see Osandina and Thomas Among entering for the visitors. It sounds like Milan Olaski is headed off. And so that is a potential big miss for them in this second half as they're a goal down. We'll work on getting confirmation to see who else has went off. Those substitutions brought to you by REDW, CPAs and Advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. No second half changes here for New Mexico out of the break. And with that, we're underway. Will Seymour sending this one long. And to close out that first half, Coach, you said you were talking about meaningful possession. New Mexico had 72% of the possession over the final 15 minutes.
Yeah, you saw that in the game, and I think, to your point, whether it's fatigue or a little bit of frustration, Orange County normally brings this incredible energy, and I think you're going to see them kind of step it up this half. I'm sure that that's part of what they talked about at the break.
Orange County were at home last weekend. Played host to Birmingham Legion. Legion walked out of Championship Soccer Stadium with a 2-1 win. Juan Agadello and Enzo Martinez on the score sheet for the visitors. It was Nielsen scoring for OC. Dalling taken down. Fiesta Auto free kick here for New Mexico. Portillo, the New Orleans, Louisiana native. Leading goal scorer last season, 8 goals, 34 appearances. Sandina causing problems already. Just came into the match. Here's Moar. He'll shoot from here. Moar. He pulls that one. Santi Moar looking to score his first goal at the Lab since 2019. One goal to his name so far this season. It was at Switchbacks. It was last weekend. Seymour with Thomas Among giving chase. And that's Among that's down. He just came in less than 3 minutes ago. So this potentially could cause some problems here for OC, and he's grabbing at his right hamstring. The 25-year-old Cameroonian. Former San Diego Loyal man last year, scored 11 goals and 32 appearances for the Loyal. Bagged 3 goals and 13 appearances for Switchbacks in 2021. And that's never a good sign when you see a player grabbing at their hamstring.
Yeah, non-contact. We saw him sprinting. Hopefully he's okay.
Chaplow goes back into his well of substitutions. As Among, it looks like his night is done. It's interesting to see who Chaplow brings on here. Maybe Sparky McNulty. Mexico on the hunt for a second goal. Here's the Las Cruces native, Josh Suggs. Lays it out to Santi Moar now. Moar cuts it back, right foot. Suggs again. Suggs always among the team leaders when it comes to crosses. You can see exactly why. Missed a chunk of time last season with an injury, but season before that led New Mexico in crosses. Orange County looking pretty compact here. Suggs going off the ball. It's going to be a Bank of America corner kick. here for New Mexico. So we will see Among replaced, and it's actually going to be Kyle Scott entering for Orange County. Kyle Scott, the Englishman out of Bath, England. Substitution brought to you by REDW CPAs and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. Right out to Suggs. That one looked like it was off the training ground. The fresh sub, Kyle Scott, has that one poked away. Job well done by the Spaniard, Santimor. Rivas now unable to settle it with his first touch. And we were talking to halftime coach in one of the breaks, and both agreed we thought Sergio Rivas looked really good in that first half.
Yeah, his movement is great, he's dynamic, and I think one of the things that makes Sergio special is he recognizes where pressure's coming from and takes touches away. So he avoids putting himself into contact with his movement and touch.
Rivas was someone who was selected in the MLS Super Draft. Went on to play at Reno. Found his way here back home to Albuquerque, his hometown, New Mexico United. Seems to just be loving life.
How could you not? What a special thing to come back home and get to play for an organization like this.
Hurst could be on here as Cropper had to come out and play sweeper keeper. It might have taken the Scotsman Greg Hurst a handful of games to adjust, but over about the last match and a half, it's looked really good.
There's been some different looks for New Mexico United based on his playing up top, and you know, Prince has always had a lot of flexibility with how he does that, which I think is a great thing over the course of the year. But these two, their size and connection and movement, it's been a little bit different look for us.
Able to win the goal kick there.
You kind of see Hurst tonight too bounce back and forth between a 10 and a 9, and it's causing problems because when he doesn't make those deep lying runs, he's not being picked up. It also opens up 1v1s on either side for Sports and for Moore. So good tactical decision tonight. It's been effective.
And if you're Richard Chaplow on the OC touchline, what do you do to combat that?
You probably need to designate who's going to pick him up and stick with it. I mean, at times New Mexico United looks like they're attacking with the front four, and then you'll see Hurst kind of drop in. But there seems to be a disconnect between if the opposing team's sick, their center back is going to, you know, take that role, and that's causing a lot of problems. It's great movement from Hurst. Like you see here, he comes all the way back in. So mismatches all over the field.
Argentina applying the pressure to Will Seymour, and that right there is a Will Seymour special. You see that exact move at least once per game from the veteran.
Veteran is the key word there.
30-year-old.
Sit in front of him, take the foul. Smart play.
Seymour, 31 appearances in his first season in black and yellow last year. Had 1 goal. That against Red Bulls 2. It was a 90th minute winner. Did lead the team in interceptions last season. This is given away here, and OC could pull one back. Big save from Tambakis. Scott floats it over. Stopped by Yearwood, and New Mexico looking a bit discombobulated at the back.
That's what you need, though. You need to make the first save, which Tambakis did, and then for his entire team to rally around him and come and make the second save is just, that's what you want from your team.
We'll see which one of those is tabbed as our Invigorate Roofing save of the match. So OC with a bit of a spark here. Here's Rivas. Finds Suggs with plenty of space. Here goes Suggs. Moar now. Finds Portillo. Portillo unleashes one. And it just goes over the crossbar.
It's kind of become his signature, the deep lying shot when no one really expects it. And man, he hits the ball well.
Justin Portillo already with 2 goals in all competitions this season. Scored in the season opener against Miami from the penalty spot, and that one not terribly far off. Was rising a little bit. It's close enough to warrant that reaction from Cropper. And here come New Mexico once again. It's the Spaniard Santi Moar. Deflects to Darling. Back to Rivas. New Mexico seem to be playing with some confidence here. Moar. Yearwood. Yearwood looking to switch to Suggs. He does. Cross there from Suggs, almost mishandled by Cropper. He made an absolute mess out of one against Timbers in the midweek. They ended up scoring their 3rd goal on it. Flag stays down here on Osandina. Into Nielsen, and Seymour has it under control. Looked like it might have been offside there.
It did, yeah. It was either perfectly timed or a few yards offside.
Here's Villanueva. Alex Villanueva, the 20-year-old. Looking to break once again. And Tambakis called into action, and Suggs with the deflection. It's an own goal. And Orange County find the equalizer here in the 58th minute. And Tambakis with a little bit of support there for the former captain Josh Suggs. So you don't typically see those too often, but when they come, they are absolutely deflating. It feels like somebody just took a pin and let all the air out of the lab here.
Especially for a player who's probably put in the most miles all game. I mean, it's his effort every game is astounding, but those instant moments, you know, you think you got to put a head on it, and unfortunately just deflected in.
Back to all square here, New Mexico, in search of the go-ahead goal. The last time these two teams met out at Championship Soccer Stadium, New Mexico victorious by a score of 2-1. They'll look to repeat that here this evening. On the other hand, the last time these two teams played here ended as a 1-1 draw. Darling, flag stays down. Darling looking to put New Mexico up ahead as he slips on that shot attempt. Here's Scott. Partita now. This is Nielsen hunting for a second for Orange County. First looking to play Darling. No luck there as the captain, Marcus Malcolm, had that one covered. Rivas. Rivas had space and trying to go with a little bit of a flick there.
You see Orange County now is trying to find a little bit of success with quick transition, and the key for United now is, can you stay compact? And if you look up right now, there's too big of pockets. They need to, you know, close those gates, shut down seams, and get back control of the game. Take away the transition moments.
Villanueva, left-footed cross. Dealt with by Seymour. 1 hour gone by here at the lab. Tyler Ortega, Heather Dyke here on the call this evening. Josh Suggs' own goal in the 58th minute sees us level at 1 goal apiece. Here's Villanueva now looking for the go-ahead, and that one just going wide. He's saying there was a touch. The official does not agree. Sergei Boyko, our official here this evening. Tambakis went full extension there.
Heck of a shot, especially when someone's coming across the face of the goal and they can bend it with that foot. I mean, it's difficult to save, but I think he may have had a touch on it if it was on frame.
So it looks like New Mexico going to the substitutes bench for the first time. Harry Swartz going to be replaced here by the El Salvadorian Armando Moreno. Moreno did not start, in the Open Cup game on Wednesday. Did appear as a sub in the second half. It's his first Open Cup appearance for New Mexico.
He's a player who can bring some energy. He's a good 1v1 player. He's great in pockets. I think this is a good spot for him. Hopefully he can come in and impact the game, bring some fresh legs.
Orange County have been good in the first 15 minutes of the second half this season. That was their second goal. Only Charleston and Tulsa have scored more in that time frame in league play this season. And on the flip side, New Mexico, that's the second time they've conceded in the first 15 of the second half. Only Phoenix and Legion have conceded more. Moreno flicks this one on to Darling. Hurst has space, and Greg Hurst bags a brace. The Scotsman puts New Mexico on top, 2-1 here in the 63rd minute. That goal presented by Enterprise Builders, built on a foundation of trust for over 30 years. Heather, you think Greg Hurst is starting to trust Josh Darling anymore?
Yeah, without question, but I think that play also have to give a ton of credit to Moreno. Like, he come in with defensive effort, he gets a little touch on it there. But the composure and the class on both of those goals today from Hurst it's great to see.
Greg Hurst with his second goal of the night, and the nutmeg assist there from the Englishman Josh Darling. And that exactly what New Mexico United were looking for in this TLC replay here. Greg Hurst with his third goal this week. He scored against Phoenix on Wednesday. He's got 2 here tonight. So what a way to answer the own goal just 5 minutes ago. Moar taken down, no foul. Nielsen tracking this one. Just unable to keep that one in play.
Yeah, I think that's the reaction you want as a coach. You give up a goal, it's obviously a bit of a disheartening goal. And then the 5-minute rule holds true. Like, can you find a way to capitalize on that 5 minutes? And special finish from Hurst.
New Mexico bringing in some enforcements here in the midfield. It's going to be Sam Hamilton, the captain, coming in as a sub, and he's going to replace the Spaniard Santi Moar.
Looks like Sergio's pushing up to that left side.
Substitution brought to you by RETW, CPAs, and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. Santi Moar in no hurry to get off here in the 65th minute. Hamilton scored for New Mexico in their league game here against San Diego 2 weeks ago to the day. It was his first goal for New Mexico since the inaugural season back in 2019. Taking over the captain's armband this season is Sam Hamilton from Josh Suggs. So goes back to Cropper.
Defensive substitution here. See if they can't put kind of more of an enforcer in there where Portillo and Rivas are more playmakers. Try to eliminate the transition a little bit for Orange County.
Nielsen. Scott able to come back in possession. Dogman, and that one's dealt with. Back to Rockin. Suggs winning the throw-in. Greg Hurst with his brace tonight. He's now the club's leading scorer in USL Championship play this season. The passes Chris Wehan, Justin Portillo, Armando Moreno, Sam Hamilton, and Santi Moar, each with 1 goal in league play. Josh Dalling, your leading scorer for the club in all comps. He's got 4 Open Cup goals, 3 of those coming against UDA and MSU. Scoring the go-ahead goal on Wednesday against Phoenix as Moreno clatters into Cropper.
He's had a huge impact coming off the bench. Just defensive energy, going to press, taking a few chances, causing problems.
Moreno scored against Monterey Bay, 76th minute. That was his 15th goal for the club. He's also got 10 caps for the El Salvadorian national team. Yet to find the back of the net while wearing his country's colors, but was wearing the number 10 shirt for El Salvador just prior to tearing his ACL back in the fall of 2021. That tells you what level of player he is. This one goes into the box, laid off, and that was not far off from being deflected. In for an equalizer there by Osandina. Tambakis takes a deep breath, and with good reason.
Orange County's kind of overloading the central channel of the field now. It looks more like a diamond, like a 4-4-2 diamond, and it's a difficult matchup systematically. There's more numbers in the midfield for them, more numbers centrally, and you're finding second opportunities because we're outmatched.
Backus asking for it. It's the 19-year-old Osandina giving chase. Portillo going to be called for the foul. The 70th minute of this match is brought to you by REDW, an Albuquerque-based CPA firm celebrating 70 years of keeping New Mexico moving forward. Game got a little frantic there for a few minutes, starting to settle down once again. New Mexico with a 2-1 lead.
You see Orange County start to throw caution to the wind a little bit. They're pushing numbers forward, they're pressing higher, they're more committed defensively.
It's going to go back to New Mexico, and it's going to give us time to tell you about ESPN Plus. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL Championship on ESPN Plus, the home of the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Ashish Chata will Set up for this Fiesta Auto free kick. 20 minutes plus stoppage time remain. OC able to grab the equalizer here at the lab last time in second half stoppage. So New Mexico in search of a third goal. Bit of an insurance goal, if you will.
It's something I know this team has worked really hard on, is how do you protect the lead. And they did such a good job last year of finding the lead in multiple games, and then it felt like a lot of last second ties or losses, and it's something they've committed to. And it'll be interesting to see if they make any adjustments tonight to try and prevent that as Orange County starts to throw numbers forward and change the momentum a little bit.
Portillo goes down. Looks to be all right. Another look here at this TLC replay. That's a late challenge there from Chata. She's Chata, his first season here with Orange County, the 23-year-old. Here's Rivas. Suggs now. Suggs gets it back. Plays the cross in, headed away as far as Darling. Tried to one time, it did Darling. Hurst now. Connects with Hamilton. Moreno giving chase. Off the torn ACL, no problem. Armando Moreno looking like he's back and better than ever. It's going to be a foul called against Greg Hurst.
A little bit of a professional foul there. Slow down the attack.
We've got official attendance numbers, and I'm here to be the first one to say I've been wrong all night. I've been saying 9,000 here at the lab tonight. 10,048 on hand for this contest between Orange County and New Mexico United. And so New Mexico with a strong showing in the midweek. Heather, you were here for that game against Phoenix. A stronger showing here on the weekend, as is growing custom here by the black and yellow faithful.
The faithful is the right word. It's a family, and the community rallies around this team. So no shock that they continue to put up those numbers, especially with the hard work that everybody at this organization puts in.
Austin Yearwood. Rivas has loads of space. Darling finds him. Rivas, and Sergio Rivas has secured the insurance goal. New Mexico go up 3-1 in the 74th minute. You picked that out 15 seconds before that pass was played.
Yeah, you just saw Sergio sitting out in that open space, and he's lethal there. He reads space well, composed touch, goes straight at the goalkeeper, eliminates the defender on his first touch, and just a classic finish. Happy to see him good. He's been great all night tonight.
That is the first goal of the season for the Albuquerque native, Sergio Rivas. That goal brought to you by Enterprise Builders, built on a foundation of trust for over 30 years. And the finish, cool as you'd like, slots it home. And the black and yellow lead by 2. And Darling, how about that? Darling has a hat trick of assists here tonight.
His connection play is outstanding. He comes back in pockets, he has clean feet. You can't run around him because of his size. If you do try to, he can spin you and get in. He's a dynamic player. He's been very, very effective tonight.
This the performance New Mexico United fans have been waiting for this season in league play. It's been tough sledding so far, picking up a win, their only win, in their first game on the road at Miami. And that scored by Justin Portillo is a 1-0 win from the penalty spot. But just looking for a breakout performance from the offense. The new guys getting involved. A hat trick of assists for Darling. A brace for Greg Hurst, who also scored in the midweek. Sergio Rivas getting in on the fun as well, scoring his first goal of the season. things seem to be firing on all cylinders here for Zach Prince.
Well, you've seen that the players have the ability, but they also need to have a connection, and it comes from experience and doing it more together. And already tonight you start to see some people's strengths and where they play, and I mean, if you're in the box and Josh is getting down the sideline, like, get in, it's coming. And I think it takes a while to learn players you're playing with and really develop a relationship with them.
Looks like we're going to see a couple more subs here for Orange County. So see here that heading off, it's going to be Alexander Villanueva and Ashish Chata. Placing them, midfielder Seth Kasipli and forward Sparky McNulty. Those substitutions brought to you by REDW CPAs and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity.
You can see Tim Backus right now telling the team just to settle down, keep the ball. You've got a good lead, slow the game down, make them run.
Less than 15 minutes plus stoppage, and I know you never want to look too far ahead. Of course, there's a game to see out here tonight, but you were talking about that connection that these guys are starting to establish, and that's something that they're going to have to work on and continue to improve. Is they've got a date at the Q2 with Austin FC in Open Cup play in just over 10 days.
Yeah, Open Cup is such a cool event where you get to see, no matter what league you're in, you get to play each other, and to go down to Austin to play is going to be a fun match.
Suggs trying to track that one down from Moreno, but you see New Mexico playing free-flowing football here late in the second half. Say that 5 times fast. Free-flowing football. USL on ESPN is back. Paco Craig leads Miami FC into Kentucky to face Josh Winder and the reigning Eastern Conference winners Louisville City FC. Don't miss the start of the new season of the USL on ESPN Saturday, May 13th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2. Once that game finishes, flip right on over to ESPN Plus. We'll be kicking off here at 9 p.m. Eastern against Monterey Bay. As Greg Hurst threw on goal, looking for a hat trick, and Hurst skies this one over the crossbar. It's been a while since New Mexico have seen a hat trick scored for the club. I don't have the exact date, but what I recall, it's back in 2019. Frater had one that year, Moar had one that year, Sandoval had one that year. Aside from Open Cup play, Josh Dalling earlier this season against UDA at MSU. As far as league play goes, it's been a while. McNulty giving chase to this one, and Tambakis leaving it late. I'm sure those two just discussing where they're going to grab a beverage after the match. Looks like we've got a stoppage for injury. Greg Hurst down. So the trainer out just to have a quick look. A bit of gamesmanship, sure.
If he's cramping, he deserves it. I mean, even that last run, like, what a committed run that late in the game.
Put in an absolute shift here today. The Scotsman, Greg Hurst, scored his first goal at the Lab on Wednesday, followed that up with a brace here tonight. On a hat trick. 10 minutes left for him to accomplish that. He's going to come back out. I'm sure momentarily anyway. Looks like Alex Wagner might be getting ready down at the technical area to come on for New Mexico. Wagner, he got the start in the midweek against Phoenix. What do you think of his performance?
Really impressive for a young player. I mean, he's an energy guy. Like, he's not going to step out of anything. He plays both sides of the ball. You can see him listening when veterans are giving him information, which is a huge part of determining your success as you move forward. And I think the more he plays, the more he's going to find his composure. But he's a special player.
Alex Wagner, the 19-year-old Academy product, is committed to go play at Michigan in the fall. Just a cool small footnote here for tonight. Alex Wagner about to come on. And you'll notice New Mexico not in their traditional black and yellow. They're in their turquoise Taos kits. These are their Velocity kits. It's their third kit. Visit Taos, the presenting sponsor of the match tonight. So New Mexico wearing the Taos kits. Alex Wagner from Taos, a small town in northern New Mexico. Just a few thousand, and to see him making his way here to the big stage, if you will, the biggest stage that we have here in the state of New Mexico, made possible by way of the New Mexico United Academy. He gets to come on while wearing his hometown across his chest.
And what a huge testament to New Mexico United Academy. The amount of players that they're putting into the full team, it's special.
Looks like Zach Prince goes into the book there based on his reaction. So a yellow card presented by Ferguson Law Firm. When you've been fouled, call Ferguson Law Firm, New Mexico's leading personal injury attorneys for 40 years. Big time save from Tambakis. Orange County looking to pull one back still, and that one headed over. Seth Kasipli, the sub, put in a second there. Tambakis, he's earned his paycheck here tonight.
He's earned his paycheck. What a save. It's just a reaction save. There's no way you're going to impact the ball. It's already on his foot, but just to react that quickly and parry it away, it was a special save.
We'll have another look here at the TLC replay. You can see from that close of a distance, and shot was absolutely ripped.
I'd move out of the way as quick as I could.
That is why we are up here in the broadcast booth wearing headsets.
Without question.
Richards. Had a lot of touches here tonight, has Richards. Supporter section is alive. Cheering on the boys in black and yellow, who potentially 3 points here tonight, looking to pick up their first home win of this season. And what is just their second home game here in week 8. Here's Suggs. Rivas to his left. Suggs has a go, forcing Cropper to make this save, and Josh Suggs got every bit of that.
He has put in a shift tonight, and he's just worked up and down the line. 3 plays ago, he's covering across the field and picking up a right side. Like, it's just absolutely impressive.
The 34-year-old Josh Suggs showing he's still got it. You can see here on this TLC replay, that might have hit the roof of the net. Bank of America corner kick coming up here. 85th minute, Portillo sends this one in. Moreno got the first touch, goes back out to Yearwood, and he would look to float it out to Portillo. Richards. Less than 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Greg Hurst finds Darling. He's already got 3 assists tonight. Moreno now. And Moreno sees that one go out, and you can see the frustration after that run from the El Salvadorian.
It's fun to see him getting back in form. I mean, prior to his ACL injury, he was probably one of our most dynamic players at New Mexico United. So to see him finding that space again and being explosive, not afraid of contact, hard when you're coming back from an injury where you're out that long.
Especially an injury like an ACL, and the attacking explosive player that Armando Moreno is. A lot of his game is predicated on that quick burst speed, being able to create space, especially for shots.
Yeah, absolutely, and I mean, it's the injury, but it's also the mental side of it. Like, to be willing to get back into tackles and cut hard, and it takes a little bit. But you can see him, he's not even thinking about his knee anymore. It's fun to watch.
And not only that, but being around him, he seems to have like a renewed love for the game. It's really cool to see. So this is the substitution we were talking about just a few minutes ago. It looks like we might get it at the next dead ball. No, it's going to happen now. And Alex Wagner makes his home debut in league play here at the Lab. We mentioned earlier the 19-year-old New Mexico native New Mexico United Academy product, Wags as they call him. He was the Academy USL Academy Tournament Golden Boot winner in 2022. He scored 6 goals in 4 games down in Tampa. Started versus Phoenix on Wednesday. Made his professional debut as an 86th minute sub against Monterey Bay a few weeks ago. Mentioned as a product of the United Academy, and if you're wondering the significance of that, or if you don't know, every player in the New Mexico United Academy is fully scholarshiped. So it doesn't matter if you can afford it, you just got to be good enough, and you will be in, and that's all thanks to the Somos Unidos Foundation. They fully fund the academy. Here goes Moreno. He's got Wagner in support, and Moreno just loses possession there. But Wagner was one of those players able to play a couple years for the academy, and now here for the first team. Dio plays this one out. Oshandina able to keep this one alive. Not over yet. We are in the 90th minute. Hearing that there's going to be 4 minutes of New Mexico Pinon coffee stoppage time. Great coffee is a matter of opinion. Is that foul called against Alex Wagner? Fiesta Auto free kick. And Suggs is going to go in the book there. A little bit of gamesmanship.
Yeah, this is where you see leaders like Suggs and Ryden and Hamilton, like, slow the game down, play a ball out of bounds, take a deep breath, get everybody refocused. But especially if they're just about to give up a goal right before that, like, it's just time to slow the game down, which Suggs did with a little kick of the ball there.
Sipley was trying to get some extra yardage there on this free kick. The official said not today, and so Sipley sends in this one. Tambakis comes out to punch it away. Falls back to Dogman. Here's Scott. The substitute, Ryan Scott. Tried to flick on, but Seymour all over that. And New Mexico breaking with numbers. 4-on-2. Here comes Darling, looking for his 4th assist this evening. Wagner now finds Moreno, cuts it over. Rivas. And Rivas eventually lets it go, but too much traffic in between him and the goal. But New Mexico still showing signs of attacking, despite it being a 2-goal lead in second half stoppage. Portillo. Suggs now. Portillo goes down, the advantage played. Suggs looking for Wagner. And now the official is going to stop play, and a yellow card is going to be shown to Casipli, and now Portillo also goes in the book.
It looked like kind of a foul after the ball was gone there. We'll have to see the replay, but.
Second minute of the second half stoppage time. 2 yellow cards. Brought to you by the guys over at Ferguson Law Firm. You've been fouled. Call Ferguson Law Firm, New Mexico's leading personal injury attorneys for over 40 years. Wood heads this one away. 2 of the 4 stoppage time minutes gone by.
This could be trouble.
Wagner giving chase to this one. Wagner tries to hit it one time.
You make your debut, and sometimes the energy is good, but it's not always calm energy. He'll find his way in. It's a great run. He's been a part of a couple great plays. You can just see he's excited to be on the field tonight.
This ball floated in, and Tambakis eventually comes over to grab it. Feeling right in, taking a moment to, with the crowd it looked like, into the final minutes, the 4 allotted stoppage time, second half minutes here. New Mexico with a 3-1 lead. Couple of second half goals. Greg Hurst, Sergio Rivas putting the baby to bed here tonight. New Mexico improving on their home form this season is something that they'll look to do. They only took 24 points out of a possible 51 last year. 6 wins, 6 losses, 5 draws here at the Lab. And that is the full-time whistle in front of 10,000 plus. New Mexico puts 3 past Orange County, and they pick up 3 points at the end of the night. Coach, your thoughts on tonight's match?
Dominant performance. I think especially if you think back to last year, what they want to improve on is getting an early lead, which they do quite well, and then not giving up that lead. So to be tested with it and then to take a deep breath and find 2 more goals, I think Coach Prince is going to be happy with tonight's performance.
It was the own goal from Josh Suggs in the 58th minute that saw things level out, and then New Mexico able to pull away. Greg Hurst, our man of the match, brought to you by Pepsi, scoring a brace here tonight. Those were his first goals in league play for New Mexico after scoring in the midweek. 3 goals in 4 games for the Scotsman, Greg Hurst. Not a bad week. Greg Hurst also responsible for our play of the match, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. It was his go-ahead goal in the 64th minute. Wins the award for tonight, and of course, in his first season with the black and yellow. And Alex Tambakis gets the nod for the save of the match from Invigorate Roofing for his save in the 29th minute. He had that one covered. That takes him up to 21 saves on the season for the Greek shot stopper. So New Mexico victorious here tonight We're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be back to wrap things up here at the lab.
The estimated hold time is now 96 minutes.
Sorry, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, please hold.
From day one, REDW has been an integral partner, the first companies to say yes to the crazy idea of this soccer team that we all love. Because of REDW's belief, support, and expert financial guidance, United is in a better place today. Their focus on community-first initiatives is perfectly aligned with United's ethos. When they say integrity counts, they mean it, and we are forever grateful and thrilled to be partnered with REDW.
When you get proven quality at lower than...
Full time here at the lab. Dua Lipa blaring through the PA systems. It's a three-point party here in the 5:05 as New Mexico victorious over Orange County 3-1. Tyler Ortega here alongside Heather Dyke and Coach. Let's just jump right into it. Our full-time highlights brought to you by Will Ferguson and Associates. And the party got started here in the 22nd minute. Darling assisting Greg Hurst, and the Scotsman off the mark in league play.
Yeah, all of his goals tonight, you can see him right before he finishes. His head comes up, he identifies where the keeper is, and he's a composed finisher. And that's an exciting thing for a coach.
Greg Hurst really just getting going here tonight, as that was just his first goal. He did have another one a little bit later, which we're going to get to. This just an unfortunate moment for the former captain, Las Cruces native Josh Suggs, takes a deflection and an own goal.
You can see what he was trying to do, you know, and I think if he doesn't head that, it probably bounces out for, you know, an Orange County player anyway. So unfortunate, but a great reaction from his teammates to get him back into it.
Oceantino was right behind him, and this right after Armando Moreno came on. Darling finds Hurst once again, and Greg Hurst tucks this one away, bagging the brace, 63rd minute.
Darling's connection with everybody tonight was fun to see.
That was assist number 2 on the night for the Englishman, Josh Darling, going 5-hole there and picking that one up. But Orange County, actually New Mexico, not done yet as Greg Hurst celebrates his 3rd goal in 4 days, and Sergio Rivas here to put a bow on it. 74th minute, his first goal of the campaign.
All the goals tonight, composed, head up, put it in a corner. And I think a lot of times players in those situations, their nerves affect them and they launch it, and you can see it's something they've been working on. Very composed finishing tonight.
That was the 8th goal in New Mexico United colors for the Albuquerque native, Sergio Rivas, and it proved to be the nail in the coffin as OC were done scoring after that. Let's take a look here at the full-time stats before we get out of here, brought to you by Duke City Cares, your medical family. And this is how this one played out here. It was all New Mexico. 14 shots for the black and yellow, 60% possession. It was a clinic.
It was a clinic. It was a clinic. And to Orange County's credit, what they did with those 3 shots was impressive. They made Tim Bacchus make saves and keep him in the game, which he was up for tonight.
I know it only says they had 1 shot. There was actually 10 for Orange County, so they were able to create some chances, but the defense of New Mexico coming through once again. So the black and yellow will turn their attention to Cinco de Mayo, where they're going to be making the trip out to RGV to take on the Toros. So make sure to check that one out. And then following that, the Open Cup match May 10th against Austin FC. Then we're right back here on May 13th against Monterey Bay. So that's going to do it for us here. For our director, Gary Williams, head coach, Heather Dyke, thank you so much for joining us on the call here tonight. My name's Tyler Ortega. We'll be back here in just a couple of weeks. Thank you for watching.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast,
or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.